into the Portuguese half once more here with Isco. Down the left-hand side, tries to play a 1-2 with Jordi Alba. The ball stayed in play, but Cedric could clear it. But Sergio Ramos has plenty of time to pick up the ball inside his own half and size up his options. Gets it back from Iniesta, plays it backwards of square to Gerard Piqué. Piqué now faced up by Cristiano Ronaldo, gives the ball back to his skipper Ramos. And now Iniesta picks it up just shy of the halfway line, and he is being watched all the way by Bernardo Silva and Moutinho. A bit more cat and mouse in these last couple of minutes between these two Iberian rivals. Busquets just stepped beyond Pepe and was brought down. Barcelona against Real Madrid in the centre circle. Decision goes Barcelona's way and Spain's way. And Iniesta immediately rolls the ball back for Busquets in the centre circle. Plays the ball out to this near side for Nacho. He's got a little bit of space to work in. Nobody ahead of him. Inside is David Silva. Silva, midway point of the Portuguese half. Plays a little 1-2 with Koke. And now he finds Ramos in a bit of space, who can drive forward from the edge of the centre circle. But now elects to use Iniesta, who's got two Spanish players. And it's been given Spain's way, although they wanted to take it quickly. Bernardo Silva down the right-hand side to get Ronaldo away, but I think he knew that the throw was going to be awarded to Spain. It's 1-1 on TalkSport, 13 minutes to half-time.
With this Spain team, I mean, they do lack a bit of pace, and the way they play and dominate possession, they get bodies into advanced positions. We've just seen Sergio Ramos do exactly that and drive into Portugal's half. They do leave themselves open to the counter-attack, and Portugal have got the pace to really get at them.
Matt Holland alongside me, Ian Danter in the Fish Stadium in Sochi. Spain in possession on this near side, the right, inside the Portuguese half with Nacho. Now Koke plays the ball in field to David Silva, back to the centre circle where Ramos immediately plays the ball forward to Iniesta. They're trying to quicken the pace here, Spain. Out to the left-hand side, and Jordi Alba thought about whipping across him, but nobody in the area, so he goes back to Isco, who clips the ball neatly out to this near side, the right, where Nacho waits once more. Plays a 1-2 with Koke, out to the right-hand touchline, thought about a cross, but feeds Koke once more. Little flick down the right-hand side, asking Koke to chase after it, but that's good defending by Portugal and Bruno Fernandes in particular, but Spain have won it back. Piqué plays the ball back to Ramos. Everybody barred De Gea inside the Portuguese half at the moment. Iniesta sees Alba making a run down the left-hand side, but uses him as a decoy, tries to run through himself, but he's dispossessed, and Portugal bring the ball away through Bernardo Silva, but he in turn is dispossessed by the hard-working Diego Costa doing a job there.
Yeah, Nacho on the ball now as well, the right-back for Spain. That looks like a mistake to me. And I think the way they're having so much of the ball, and try and get the fullbacks forward with David Silva tucking in, Isco tucking in from wide positions. You're looking for your fullbacks to get forward. Alba does it brilliantly from left back. I just think Nacho, more of a centre-half really than a right-back.
Diego Costa plays the ball down the left-hand side for Jordi Alba. Iniesta gets a shot, and it's just on the wrong side of the post. It was a low daisy cutter from Iniesta. Alba got away down the left-hand side, played it backwards of square, looking for Iniesta, tried to get the power in the shot, which wasn't really there, and it just creeped past Rui Patricio's far post for a goal kick. 1-1.
Some of the football, some of the interchange, the little 5- and 10-yard passes around the 18-yard box, and the space that they find, and Iniesta is inches away. Wonderful football again from Spain.
I think he got a little touch on its way through from Isco. He tried to flick it off the inside of his left boot, but it was always going wide.
There's little triangles down that left-hand side for Spain, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isco and Iniesta really close together. Alba getting forward, and Diego Costa looking to join as well. They're getting numbers. They're really overloading that left-hand side.
Here's Sergio Ramos for Spain. 1-1 on TalkSport with less than 10 minutes to go in this terrific first half in Sochi. Isco out to the left-hand side, and Jordi Alba. Iniesta's making a run in the inside left channel. Moutinho goes with him. Iniesta checks inside, finds Isco left-hand corner of the box. Thought about trying to get a right-footed shot away. It's brought away by Portugal, and then a back heel by Guedes almost plays Portugal into trouble, but William Carvalho's there to tidy up. Fired downfield, looking for Ronaldo with a long ball, but it's too far ahead of him, and he lets Cedric Suarez know exactly what he thought of that ball downfield. Yeah, Spain have it back.
It keeps coming back, doesn't it? And they had an awful lot of defending to do in this first half, Portugal. And the last thing you need to do is give the ball away cheaply. try and keep the ball, try and keep possession, try and just keep Spain at bay and give yourself a bit of a break.
João Moutinho of AS Monaco for Portugal finds William Carvalho, flicks the ball neatly out to that right-hand side where Cedric can move into the Spanish half. Bernardo Silva works the ball backwards to William Carvalho once more. Square for Moutinho, just ahead of the centre circle. Plenty of space on this near side of the left for Rafael Guerreiro. Takes a touch and tries to measure across him, but it's way over De Gea's head and way over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Didn't quite have his radar there in position for the cross. 65% possession to the Spanish at this point in time. Earlier it was pretty level pegging, but the Spanish are dominating now, Matt Holland.
To be honest, I think that's what we expected, wasn't it? If we're all honest, I think, what, 35 minutes in, that's about right, isn't it? Spain do look to try and keep the ball as much as possible, try and open up teams by playing little 5 and 10 yard passes, dragging them out of position.
But it's 1-1 here on Talk Sport. 37 gone. Spain in possession again. Portugal really are finding it difficult to get a foothold back in this match, despite having taken the lead. Busquets for Spain on the halfway line, squares it for Gerard Piqué, plays a neat ball out to this near side the right where Nacho's waiting, gives it back to Koke. Piqué again receives it just ahead of the halfway line and hits a raking ball out to look for Jordi Alba on the far side. He's done brilliantly to keep it in play and find Iniesta. Iniesta faced up by Carvalho, just teases the ball back to Sergio Ramos. Ramos forward to Diego Costa, looks for Jordi Alba once more down that left-hand side, who plays a 1-2 with Iniesta. Lovely understanding between those two, and it forces Pepe to put the ball behind for a Spanish corner. 1-1.
Down that left-hand side again, Jordi Alba really enjoying himself, the left back, and he's got room to run into as well. As I say, with the way that Spain play, Isco doesn't stay out wide, so the space is there for Alba to make his way forward, and he's been doing it brilliantly this half.
Remember, Iran beat Morocco with a late own goal in Group B's first match today. So as it stands, they'll take control of this group if Spain and Portugal can't be separated. 1-1 with a corner to Spain from the left-hand side to be taken by the left foot of David Silva. Costa and Busquets standing around the penalty spot. Isco standing closest of all to Rui Patricio. In it comes from Silva. Up go the heads. It was Busquets who tried to apply the finishing header almost from a standing start, but Moutinho did enough to put him off, and it's gone behind for a Portuguese goal kick. We have, what, 6.5 minutes of the first half to go on Talk Sport. It's still one apiece.
It's been a really good game, and Sergio Busquets didn't quite get that right. Probably just jumped a little early and could only guide it over the top. But they're starting to create more and more chances now, Spain. David Silva's had a couple of good ones as well.
Bernardo Silva for Portugal inside the Spanish half, looking for an option, has to go back into the centre circle, but finds Jose Font in a bit of space, and he immediately releases Guerreiro on this near side the left. Bruno Fernandes, who scored a goal in the last game that Portugal had a warm-up against Algeria in Lisbon. Guedes got 2 that night. He's trying to put Sergio Ramos under pressure with his back to goal. Ball's worked back to William Carvalho for the Portuguese. A few whistles going up from the Spanish fans as Portugal, for the first time in a while, have some controlled possession of their own. Now here's Jose Font again, just shy of the halfway line. Guerreiro just to his left. That's who he's going to look for with the ball over the top. That was the intention, but it just flicked off the head of Nacho and out for a Portuguese throw.
Well, Guerreiro's looking for his team to push a little bit higher up and press higher up the pitch. They were happy there just to sit off Spain.
Guerreiro with the throw, right in front of his manager, Fernando Santos. Into Guedes, but then they ran out of room on this near touchline. It was good, tigerish work from Koke to force the throw in for the Spanish just shy of the halfway line. Now less than 5 minutes to go in this first half. VAR not used to the extent that we might have feared, hoped, whatever your opinion is on the video assistant referees, but the penalty for Ronaldo and the equaliser for Costa, both deemed perfectly legitimate by our Italian referee tonight, Gianluca Rocci.
Well, you could argue that both decisions could have gone either way, if we're totally honest, so I think VAR have decided to stick with the on-field decision, simple as that.
Nacho for Spain, plays a little 1-2 with Koke. Now the ball's back with Gerard Piqué, and they've just taken the game down to walking pace against Spain, and now Busquets can turn away from Guedes, and he was clipped by Cristiano Ronaldo, Now, what's the referee giving? A free kick for the earlier challenge on Sergio Busquets, or for the later foul on Diego Costa? It may be the latter, but whatever. Spain have a free kick inside the Portuguese half with 4 to play, and it's 1-1.
Approaching half-time, I think both sides actually will be pretty pleased with this first half, and it wasn't a great start for Spain, particularly with the problems that they'd had in the build-up to this tournament, going a goal behind. But they've gradually clawed their way back, and they're finishing this half much the stronger of the two teams and dominating the ball, whereas Portugal always look a threat on the counter-attack and are always likely to give Spain problems.
Busquets will have the free kick for Spain, very central and just in front of the centre circle. Elects to go short to Isco. It's now out on the Spanish right, midway point of the Portuguese half with Nacho, and he's forced to go back to Piqué on halfway. Koke once more. David Silva in a tight area, tight to the touchline, finds Isco, left-hand corner, tries to get a shot away. Got good power behind it, but it was straight into the breadbasket of Rui Patricio, and it stays 1-1 on TalkSport.
I'd say the way he turns so quickly and gets his shot away, straight away. And actually, I was anticipating looking to curl that into the far post, but he's tried to be clever.
Well, William
tried to go to that near post.
William Carvalho's just given the ball away needlessly inside his own defensive third. David Silva had to go back to collect it, but Spain have it again, and Iniesta's got a bit of green grass to run into. Alba again, his willing partner on the outside left. The cross to the far post is put behind by Rafael Guerreiro for a corner kick with a flying acrobatic kick. Maybe he didn't need to do that, because I couldn't see anybody sneaking in at the far post for Spain, but a corner it is to the Spaniards, and it's going to be Isco with this latest corner from the far left-hand side. So a right-footed in-swinger to come from Isco. In it comes. Out comes the keeper, Patricio, and claims it well on his 6-yard line. 1-1. Yeah,
excellent goalkeeping, and the way again, Portugal.
On the counter-attack with Ronaldo. Plays the ball neatly out left to Rafael Guerreiro, the left-back, who's now level with the edge of the Spanish penalty area. Cuts in field. Finds Bruno Fernandes. William Carvalho in the centre of the Spanish half. Plays a little 1-2 with Gonzalo Quérez. Now out to Bernardo Silva. Has got Cedric making an overlap. Bernardo Silva gets to the right-hand corner of the box. Will eventually give it to Cedric Suarez. Can he measure a crossing? 2 in the area to hit. One of them's Ronaldo. Couldn't get the header in. Piqué did just enough. And Spain get it clear. He was twisting those neck muscles, Ronaldo, trying to get another famous header on target. He's so good in the air, but Piqué got the better of him.
We've been waxing lyrical about Isco, and he's been terrific going forward. He did nowhere near enough to stop that cross.
Luis Guedes finds Ronaldo at the edge of the D. Oh, he's gone straight through De Gea, and Portugal retain the lead. It's a terrible error from David De Gea. Ronaldo has 2 on the night, but this one was straight to the Spanish goalkeeper, but went straight through him. Portugal 2, Spain 1.
It is an absolute shocker from David De Gea. It's a decent effort from Ronaldo with his left foot, gets enough power on it, but it's straight at the goalkeeper, and he should save it. He made an error against Switzerland in the warm-up games, and he's done it exactly the same again, David De Gea. It's gone through him. His hands are on the ball. He's got to save it. Straight at him. He makes a complete mess of it, fumbles it into the corner.
Well, there was no movement on the ball that David De Gea could point to as being a reason why he didn't handle it as soundly as we know he can. But it just rebounded off his left hand and went beyond him into the net. Ronaldo has his second. Portugal back in front just before half-time on TalkSport. And David De Gea will be ruining that moment. Hands on hips as he stands at the edge of his 6-yard line. We saw it with Loris Karic in the Champions League final. The goalkeeping position is one of the loneliest positions to be in. When you make a mistake, it usually means a goal. We're back underway on TalkSport. 2 goals for Cristiano Ronaldo. And Spain inside the Portuguese half with Busquets, trying to up the tempo once more. Piqué. Can they get themselves back level as we head into stoppage time? Out to the right-hand side, and David Silva hugging the right-hand touchline. Has to cut in field and give the ball to Sergio Ramos. We're into just 1 minute of added time here in Sochi. Jordi Alba, Isco down the left-hand side of the penalty area, wins a corner. There should be time for Spain to take it at the end of this first half, but they are 2-1 down.
just about time. They're absolutely shell-shocked. They can't believe it because they'd fought their way so brilliantly back into the match.
Isco's corner into the near post. It's headed clear by Ronaldo doing his defensive duties. The referee points to the tunnel for half-time. What a fantastic first half we've had in Sochi. Portugal were ahead in 4 minutes when Cristiano Ronaldo was brought down by Nacho. He converted the penalty with a minimum of fuss, but Spain got themselves back level midway through the half. Diego Costa back to his bullish self, won an aerial ball with Pepe, strode on, beat Jose Font and drilled it low past Patricio for 1-1. But then, just before half-time, a long ball downfield, Guedes brought it down. Ronaldo was initially offside, but when the ball fell to Ronaldo from Guedes' pass, his drive went through the hands of David De Gea and in. And so in this battle of the Iberian neighbours, it's those from Portugal who are wearing the smiles at half-time. The score here in Sochi at the break on TalkSport is Portugal 2, Spain 1.
It's been brilliant so far. Great game, great atmosphere, which I know is coming over loud and clear on TalkSport tonight. And as it stands, Portugal lead the way in Group B with Iran. Incredible, isn't it? I was just thinking Ronaldo's gone a bit quiet, and then he scores that goal to put them in front just before half-time. Hawksby and Jacobs are out here in Russia. They'll be doing some travelling. They're in Moscow now. They'll be in St. Petersburg when they're next on air on Monday. They also go to Kaliningrad and Sochi, and they'll be spending some time at the England base in Rapino as well. While the World Cup is on, their show is at a different time. It'll usually be on at 10 a.m. Monday to Friday, but worth checking the schedule on talksport.com. And in Kaliningrad, by the way, they'll be going full English for the England game, hosting their show from the Sir Francis Drake pub. They'll probably have England shirts, Union Jack shorts and a hanky tied in the corners on the Reds. Hawksby and Jacobs live from Russia, Monday, 10 a.m. during this World Cup. Right, let's get some half-time thoughts with the Co-op.
Half-time on TalkSport in partnership with the Co-op. Visit your local Co-op and grab all you need for the big match. Football's better together at the Co-op.
Well, Matt Holland, we needed a breather. First of all, before we talk about the controversies and the brilliance, just an absorbing first half. Magnificent stuff.
Two brilliant sets of players, two different styles in the way they're set up and the way they play, but a fascinating game.
You and I have been looking at each other and wowing about Isco during that commentary, and I cannot believe he's walking off this pitch and his team is losing. He has been world class, hasn't he?
I mean, it looks like at times that the ball's tied to his feet, isn't it? He's tight control, the way he goes past people at ease. He's not the quickest of players, and yet he seems to be able to get away from you. His effort from the angle that smashed against the crossbar, I mean, he's so unlucky. It comes down, it
TalkSport is back in the USSR.
Привет, my name is Boris the Bear. I am very strong. Attention, sports fanatic peoples of England. Imperial radio station TalkSport will bring you every glorious goal, every dramatic day, from the first game all the way to final.
The 2018 FIFA World Cup, Russia.
Long live TalkSport's football revolution.
Live on TalkSport and TalkSport 2.
Unbeaten in their last 10 matches. Now the time has come for England to prove their mettle on the world's biggest stage.
Rashford, who's gone for goal and has scored a quite magnificent goal.
Will the three lions roar in Russia? Hear full match commentary of England's first game at the 2018 FIFA World Cup as they face Tunisia at the Volgograd Arena.
He's found Kane, who fires England into the lead.
Tunisia versus England. Monday night from 7 on TalkSport.
Well, back here in Sochi, half-time, and it is Spain 1, Portugal 2. And Matt Holland and I were just talking about how brilliant that first half has been and how brilliant Isco has been as well. But let's go through the controversies. Matt Holland, was it a penalty, first of all?
Well, the referee decided that pretty quickly. Now, it was more a case for me of Ronaldo winning the penalty than Nacho giving it away. But there was enough contact, I think, for a penalty to be given. VAR decided to stick with the on-field decision. It wasn't a clear and obvious mistake from the referee, so I can understand why they've stuck with that decision.
I thought enough of Ronaldo's thigh was taken out. I mean, I'm somebody who thinks Ronaldo is a diver, by the way, but I thought enough of his thigh was taken out.
He initiated the contact, though. He's looking for the penalty. Fair point?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Was it a foul on Pepe from Costa? And before you answer that, let me say, this is how Pepe plays his game. So, and that's why I'm not a big fan of VAR. It's, you know, you've got to get a feel for the players in the game, haven't you? And it was the right decision for me, that.
Well, he went down very easily, Pepe. He's a big, strapping centre-half. Now, you expect a bit of coming together when Diego Costa's playing, and that's exactly what he got. There was an arm from Diego Costa. Now, look, you can look at it, and I'd say a lot of people would say, yeah, it's a free kick. And I think there's plenty would say, no, not enough in it. So, again, the referee's made a decision. He's allowed play to continue. There wasn't enough evidence to overturn that decision.
Centre-half and centre-forward having a battle for me. And very quickly, David De Gea. I mean, listen, Ronaldo, the offside thing, I quite understand why he wasn't given offside. I'm sure you might have your own explanation, but what a blunder from De Gea. It shouldn't go in, should it, really?
That's a shocker. It's straight at him. It's a fair bit of power on it from Ronaldo. He's only, 20 yards out, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. He gets both hands on it and makes an absolute howl and throws it into the back of the net.
It's had everything this first half. That was our look back at the first half with the Co-op. Football is better together at the Co-op.
Halftime on TalkSport in partnership with the Co-op. Visit your local Co-op and grab all you need for the big match. Football's better together at the Co-op.
Well, I think this whole stadium needs a breather. Players do, think we do as well. It's been absolutely stunning in Sochi. A brilliant game, fitting for the World Cup. Spain and Portugal are delivering the goods. Live on TalkSport.
Bruno Fernandes nods it down for Ronaldo, approaching the left-hand corner of the box, goes down under pressure and wins a penalty. Inside 3 minutes, Cristiano Ronaldo gives Portugal the chance to take the lead from 12 yards with a penalty kick. Ronaldo, big, deep breath as he stands on the 18-yard line, waits for the referee's whistle. A chance for Portugal to take an early lead here. Ronaldo steps up and scores! Sends De Gea the wrong way, and Portugal have got off to the perfect start in Group B. Lovely little touch for Isco to get Iniesta in behind, into the area, left-hand side, just takes the touch. David Silva! Oh, it's deflected wide for a corner. And there's another chance for a break-on for Portugal. And they played the ball to Bruno Fernandes, who's attacking down the right-hand side. Ronaldo calling for it. Left-hand edge of the area, picks it up, knocks it in field for Guedes. But across comes the defender. Costa's got the better of Pepe, who's gone to ground. Tries to step away from Jose Font. Still with Diego Costa. He scored! It's a wonderful individual effort from Diego Costa. Picked the ball up, fought for it with Pepe, got better of Pepe, took on Jose Font, beat him, and then slotted it neatly past Rui Patricio for Spain's equaliser. Jordi Alba plays the ball back to Iniesta, who clips the ball looking for Alba, who's made a sensational run into the area. Oh, and a fantastic drive from the edge of the area from Isco. Somehow it's kept out. Guedes finds Ronaldo at the edge of the D. Oh, he's gone straight through De Gea, and Portugal retain the lead. It's a terrible error from David De Gea. Ronaldo has 2 on the night, but this one was straight to the Spanish goalkeeper, but went straight through him. Portugal 2, Spain 1.
Check their reputation. Check their insurance. Check their background. Check how much time you're wasting on all of this when you could be watching the football instead. Or just go to checkertrade.com and do it all in one. Exactly. When you need someone to do a job around your home, checkertrade.com should be the first place you go. Visit checkertrade.com, where reputation matters.
Checkertrade, checkertrade.com.
Expect to build your own car deal online, anytime, at arnoldclark.com. Expect over 200 branches nationwide. Expect to choose from over 20,000 cars. And expect the UK's best used car deals, guaranteed.
Don't worry about a thing. Don't worry about a thing. Don't worry about a thing.
Expect the Arnold Clark experience. Visit arnoldclark.com.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade go.
At Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got real deals on a wide range of trade quality building products. In June, we've got a 6x3 foot sheet of 12.5mm standard plasterboard for only £3.49 ex VAT. Now that's a real deal. We've got even more real deals at Selco Builders Warehouse. For more information, see selcobw.com.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade go.
The World Cup, the biggest stage for upsets, passion and opportunity. Your gut says to take advantage of every game, and your smarts say where to go. Because Betfair have had the best odds on the World Cup, so you always get the most from your bet. Betfair, where gut instinct meets smarts.
Data provided by TX Odds and BetRadar, based on Betfair Sportsbook average match odds over round since 12th of March 2018. Full terms at betfair.com, 18 plus begamblerware.org.
If you want to win big this summer, then come and see the team at QuickFit. We're tough to beat for tyres, we have thousands in stock, so we're bound to have what you need. And you'll always walk away a winner with our special offers. We've got over 600 centres across the UK, and most of them are open 7 days a week. So head down to your local QuickFit today or book online and drive away happy.
The Audi Q2 is available in a range of quite unique colours. There's road-hugging red and fits the kitchen sink blue. No parking space too tight yellow. And bring on the cobbles orange. It's also available from just £259 per month. The Audi Q2. Multicolour, multi-purpose. Audi. Vorsprung durch Technik. Business users only. Available until July 1st, 2018 with 48-month contract hire and £1,554 initial rental. Excludes 20% VAT. 18s and over. Subject to status. T's and C's and exclusions apply. Indemnities may be required. No ownership option. See Audi.co.uk. Audi Financial Services.
The World Cup on TalkSport with Just Eat. Get on the app and order your takeaway in time for kickoff. You could even win yourself a breathtaking 2018 football plate, like this one. Just Eat. Put it on a plate, man.
This is a message from my dad, Andrzej Pawlak, who I know will be listening. Remember when I was little and you shaved off your mustache? I screamed so loud when I didn't recognize you that you started growing it back the same day. And you've kept it ever since. I can't wait to see your face and your touch when you open my Father's Day present.
From shavers to photo frames at Boots, there's hundreds of ways to show them you know them this Father's Day. Boots. Let's feel good. Subject to availability. Larger Boots stores and boots.com.
The 2018 FIFA World Cup, Russia.
Follow the true path and listen to glorious radio station
TalkSport.
It's World Cup live here in Sochi. It's been a stunning day here, and it's a stunning first half that we've just witnessed as well in this stadium. There's a hush as we wait for the two sets of players to come out for the second half as well. You know, there's 4 games back-to-back tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Just keep it on TalkSport. Sunday's highlights feature 2 favourites for this 2018 FIFA World Cup. It's when Brazil and Germany join the World Cup party in Russia. Brazil face Switzerland at 7 at the new stadium in Rostov. Ian Danter and Matt Holland will be making their way there tomorrow. And before that game, Germany faced Mexico, the second game at the Luzhniki in Moscow. Germany thrashed Mexico 4-1 in the semi-final of the Confederations Cup last year. That game was here in Sochi, actually. Earlier today, there were 2 late winners in Group A. Uruguay beat a Salah-less Egypt 1-0. He was on the bench, didn't come on. And then an injury time own goal, a bullet header, gave Iran a 1-0 win over Morocco. We'll be hearing from the England camp after this game tonight as well, getting the latest from some of the England players in Rapino. Matt Holland, just talk to me about Cristiano Ronaldo. I thought he was going a little bit quiet. He had a really good first half. On the break, he was orchestrating everything for Portugal, wasn't he?
He's passed it, apparently. Oh, what a player. Cometh the hour, cometh the man, the big occasion. We said he'll rise to it. It's exactly what he's done. Calmness personified, taking the penalty, sending De Gea the wrong way, but he's been heavily involved as well. And I talked about him being an 18-yard box player. That's not been the case tonight. His link-up play's been terrific as well.
It's been magnificent. Spain are just coming out. We're waiting for Portugal. Ramos leads his team out for this second half. And on Ronaldo, there was one moment, one breakaway, where a first-time little side foot pass into the path of a teammate. And we were talking about Isco being world-class. That was truly world-class technique from Ronaldo. Vision, technique, had everything. He just needed the finish from his teammate.
Yeah, I mean, the way they've gone from back to front, Portugal, has been really impressive.
Breathtaking.
The transition, and they've done it so quickly. I know Spain aren't the quickest team in the world, and they are a team that commit bodies forward, so they leave themselves open to the counter-attack. But Portugal have really got on top of that and really caused Spain problems when they've gone forward themselves.
Yeah, Ronaldo's first half, he scored both goals for them as they lead Spain by 2-1. Doesn't really tell the story. Second half is coming up in Sochi. Ronaldo is just leading his players out for this second half onto the pitch. It's Portugal 2, Spain 1, and it's been a joy. You can't take your ears off this one on TalkSport. Here's your commentary team for the second half in Sochi. Matt Holland and Ian Danta.
Thank you, Adrian. Well, as the Portuguese players make their way up the tunnel and back out onto the pitch here at the Fish Stadium, led by Cristiano Ronaldo, the man just keeps on breaking records. I mentioned it earlier, he's rarely out of the limelight with these statistics, and he's the first ever player in history to score at 8 consecutive major tournaments, whether you class that as a World Cup, a European Championship, Copa America, whatever that may be. Ronaldo has scored at 8 consecutive tournaments. Man is a phenomenon, and he's ready to take the kick-off at the start of this second half, skippering this Portuguese side. There are no changes in evidence at the get-go of this second period on TalkSport, so I'll quickly run you through the lineups before they get underway. Spain have De Gea in goal, who had that awful moment at the end of the half where Ronaldo's shot went straight through him. Nacho, Piqué, Ramos and Alba at the back four. Busquets and Koke in front of them. David Silva, Isco and Iniesta behind Diego Costa, who got the Spanish goal. And then for Portugal, Rui Patricio is their keeper. Cedric, Pepe, Fonte and Guerrero are back four. Bernardo Silva, Moutinho, Carvalho and Bruno Fernandes in midfield. And Guedes in behind the 2-goal man Cristiano Ronaldo, who waits hands on hips on the centre spot for our Italian referee Gianluca Rocci to get things back underway. You hear the blast of the whistle, and we are back underway on TalkSport in Group B. And Portugal, as it stands, will be ahead of Iran at the top of the group, and Spain, who, let's not forget, are on an unbeaten run, Matt Holland, of 20 since going out of Euro 2016, a game that you and I did actually in the Parc des Princes when they lost to the Italians.
Yeah, but that was under Lopetegui. He's not here anymore, is he? He's gone 2 days before the tournament.
Fernando Hierro standing shirt sleeve order at the edge of his technical area, watching as Spain bring the ball forward for the first time in this second half, but it's worked back to Gerard Piqué. Squares it for Sergio Ramos. Now Ramos looks for Andres Iniesta. Carvalho stands and blocks the route in front of him, so Iniesta goes out left to Jordi Alba. Heavy touch from Isco, forces Alba to go back to his keeper David De Gea, who no doubt will have had Pepe Reina keeping his spirits up at half-time. That's one of the brilliant things about Pepe Reina, the perennial understudy as Spanish goalkeeper, first to Iker Casillas and now to David De Gea, but he's a good bloke to have down in the dressing room. I'm sure he'll be a good positive influence on De Gea.
It doesn't matter how good a player you are, and you know he is one of the world's best, isn't he, David De Gea? That's going to affect his confidence, because he's made a mistake in the build-up in a warm-up match against Switzerland. He's made another one here this evening, so it's bound to affect him.
Spain in their white shirts tonight with the red trim. Portugal in their traditional crimson shirts and shorts with the green socks. And Spain have possession inside the Portuguese half as they attack right to left as we look in our position high up in the stand here in the Fish Stadium in Sochi. Here's Isco playing the ball into Iniesta inside the area. The offside flag goes up against David Silva, and so Portugal will have themselves a free kick with 2 minutes gone in this second half. Remember, it's Portugal 2, Spain 1.
It's slightly late flag, wasn't it, from the assistant? I think Portugal would have been absolutely delighted to go in at half-time leading. If there's one thing that Fernando Santos will want to try and tighten up on in this second half, it's down Portugal's right and Spain's left, because Alba, Iniesta and Isco on the left-hand side for Spain were imperious in that first half. Their little movements, the little 5 and 10 yard passes, the way they created space, that's something they'll look to try and tighten up, I'm sure.
William Carvalho has the ball for Portugal, being put under pressure by Iniesta, so he has to go back by Jose Font to his keeper Rui Patricio, a one-club man with Sporting Lisbon. He spent 12 years at Sporting. He's cleared the ball downfield, but it's gone out straight out of play for a Spanish throw just shy of the halfway line on the Spanish right, thrown in by Nacho for Gerard Piqué. Now Sergio Ramos, the skipper, striding towards the halfway line, clips the ball out left for Jordi Alba. Isco falls back into his own half by Cedric Suarez. Really bullish in trying to force Isco back into his own half where he can't be as effective. Now the ball's played into the feet of David Silva on the halfway line. Touched off by Koke to Sergio Ramos, who clips the ball out to this near side of the left. Brought down neatly by Jordi Alba. Once again tries to play a 1-2 with Iniesta, trying to play the ball over the top in behind Cedric, but it didn't work this time for Spain, and instead Ronaldo's away, having been found by Bernardo Silva. Slips slightly on the greasy surface, plays the ball out to the right hand side, and now Bernardo Silva goes to ground. Lovely ball in field though for William Carvalho, and he slides it further out left to Rafael Guerreiro, left hand corner of the penalty area, plays the ball across the penalty box looking for Guedes, but Spain can get it away.
Tell you, that counter-attack though again from Portugal,
and then Iniesta loses it, and it's driven goalwards by Bruno Fernandes, but it's a good 3 or 4 yards wide of David De Gea's goal. 2-1 Portugal. Sorry, Matt.
Well, that counter-attack again from Portugal, the way they've gone from back to front. Ronaldo leading the line brilliantly again. It's interesting, wasn't it? Fernandes having a go there from, what, 25, 30 yards after watching David De Gea throw one in that first half. Perhaps trying his luck again.
Well, he was 16-1 for top scorer of the tournament before kick-off tonight, Cristiano Ronaldo. You can now back him at 4-1 favourite with 49 minutes of his World Cup gone. 2-1 to Portugal. Spain in possession inside the Portuguese half, but Silva pressurised again by Carvalho and Moutinho this time. He throws his arms up at the referee wanting a free kick. Nothing doing, says the Italian official, and Carvalho has it back again for Portugal. Flicks it away from David Silva. Moutinho guides it out to the far side where Guerreiro looks to hit Bruno Fernandes.